on demand. Bringing you the news 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Get 30% off frames and lenses, plus free eye test for all throughout Healthy Vision Month. Get that frame today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Your sight is our mission. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to WeFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene. On June 4th, 2024, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kiesel Peters, took to the podium at the UWI Global Campus. She was there for the in-country CSME consultations led by Mr. Leo Titus Prevel, Director of CARICOM Single Market, to engage with stakeholders from the private sector. During her address, Minister Peters underscored the vital partnership between the public and private sectors in driving national development goals. She emphasized CARICOM's role in fostering economic integration and cooperation among member states, especially highlighting the potential benefits as CARICOM member states transition towards full freedom of movement for nationals. Minister Peters outlined the ministry's forthcoming objectives, announcing the establishment of a Business and Labor Advisory Committee, BLAC. This committee's purpose would be to facilitate ongoing consultation and engagement on CSME and broader trade matters with stakeholders from the private sector, labor organizations, and civil society groups. Furthermore, she urged collaboration among private sector entities, emphasizing the importance of pooling resources and expertise to advance shared interests. Minister Peters encouraged the formation of associations and sector groups to leverage collective strength and foster mutual growth and development. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has taken a significant step towards fostering global collaboration by establishing diplomatic ties with the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. This historic moment was marked by the signing of a joint communiqué. Representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines was Her Excellency Inga Rhonda King, Ambassador to the United Nations, while His Excellency Manur Akram, Ambassador to the United Nations for the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, stood as the representative for his country. Together, they formalized the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two nations. The signing ceremony, conducted in New York, symbolized both countries' adherence to the principles outlined in the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and their shared commitment to cultivating amicable relations between nations. St. Vincent and the Grenadines expressed optimism about the prospects of fostering bilateral and multilateral cooperation with Pakistan, aiming to create pathways for mutual growth and prosperity. Still on the local scene, in a stern address to the public, Assistant Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey has issued a clear warning to individuals in possession of illegal firearms and ammunition. Emphasizing the seriousness of recent amendments to the Firearms Act, ACP Bailey highlighted the harsher penalties now in place for firearm-related offenses. The days of serving 2 or 3 years for firearm offenses are over, he declared. Now it's 10 or more years and fines are reaching up to hundreds of thousands, he continued. ACP Bailey underscored the significance of these amendments in safeguarding the national security interests of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He emphasized that the success of these changes relies on the participation of everyone in the community. With ACP Bailey's warning ringing loud and clear, it is evident that law enforcement is taking decisive action to curb illegal firearms possession and enhance public safety in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. A man from Bolans, Antigua has been handed a 12-year prison sentence for the killing of his uncle, an incident found to have been precipitated by provocation. Kelly Friday, 29, was convicted of manslaughter in March following an extensive trial presided over by Justice Tunde Barker. The fatal altercation occurred on September 11th, 2021 at Point Wharf, where Friday fatally stabbed his uncle Selwyn Mannix after enduring a beating with a wattle stick over a disputed $50 debt. During the trial, the prosecution contended that Friday inflicted 6 stab wounds on his uncle across various parts of his body, including the chest, abdomen, back, thigh, and hand, even when Mannix was incapacitated on the ground. In response, defense attorney Wendell Alexander vehemently refuted the prosecution's allegations, arguing that Friday's actions stemmed from a primal survival instinct triggered by a perceived threat. Ultimately, the jury deliberated and determined that Friday had acted on the provocation, leading to his conviction on the lesser charge of manslaughter. The British Virgin Islands is monitoring the discovery of measles in neighboring countries and has begun to prepare for any infections in the territory to prevent an outbreak. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Ronald Georges said a team from the Ministry of Health and Social Development held meetings with stakeholders as pediatricians, public health nurses, and education officials after 2 cases of the virus were discovered in the Turks and Caicos Islands in early May. He added that the risk of transmission in the Caribbean is compounded by the ICC T20 World Cup, which will bring thousands of visitors, some of whom are from regions with poor immunization coverage. BVI health officials are set to hold a virtual conference on June 11th to present further information to islanders about treatment and complications of measles, public health requirements, immunization, infection control, surveillance, and reporting protocols that have been put in place. On the international scene, the US has told Israel it must be fully transparent over an airstrike that reportedly killed at least 35 people at a central Gaza school packed with displaced people on Thursday morning. The Israeli military said it had conducted a precise strike on a Hamas compound in the school, but Gaza's Hamas-run government media office denied the claim. The U.S. called on Israel to identify publicly the Hamas fighters it said it had killed, just as the Israeli military gave the names of 9 of them. Israel frequently identifies militants it targets in airstrikes, but it is rare for the U.S. to urge it to do so. In a near simultaneous news briefing, Israeli army spokesperson Daniel Hagari gave the names of 9 Hamas and Islamic Jihad fighters he said had been killed in the strike. He said more would be identified after work was done to verify the information. Finally, in sports, Scotland can now set their sights on the Super 8 after their 5-wicket T20 World Cup win over Namibia, according to batter Michael Lesk. Victory in Barbados put the Scots top of Group B, albeit Australia and England have played 1 game less, and has increased belief that they can spring a surprise by being one of the 2 sides to qualify for the next stage. We need 2 more results, and 2 results is not a big ask. And we've got the team to do it, Lesk, who hit 4 sixes as he contributed 35 runs, told BBC Sport. Scotland were denied the opportunity to build on a promising opening partnership when rain forced their opening game against England to be abandoned. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WeFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Ready cash again!
Experience the party, experience the vibes, experience the road. This carnival season, get the full experience with Ready Cash and pay nothing for 60 days. Take a loan of 3,000 and more for Carnival 2024 and make your first payment after Carnival. Plus, you get to enter and win your loan back. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, payslip, and 2 references. Visit the nearest Courts or Ready Cash location today. Experience Carnival 2024 with Courts Ready Cash. Ready when you are.
Ready cash